Hello and good evening to all the champions on the call. And I sincerely mean it, champions. We are championing a cause, a great cause. We want to keep on throwing a blanket of micronutrients all over South Africa and then all over the world. So we are championing a great cause, and well done to you all. Um, just a warm welcome to all the new people on the call. I know we had an amazing welcome call by JP last night, our Platinum Presidential, and I just want to honor him, all that he does in our team. And you can actually go and look at that recording. It's been posted on our Facebook page. So yeah, you can go and listen to it again or share it with someone. And if you missed it, you can go and listen to it again. Yes, and yeah, well done with an amazing January BP. January is always a difficult month to, get the whole engine going, get started, to get motivated. And well done. We ended on a high. And yeah, Leonie shared today that I think we are over 300,000 PV higher than last year in January. So
Yeah.
it shows you how the South African magnetic business has grown.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good evening from me as well, everyone. Nice to have you on the call. It's always nice to get together and to just energize each other. I want to just echo what Neil said and congratulate everyone with a fantastic January. It's been a great kickoff to the new year. We also listened to Albala. I posted that a video on our Facebook page where he did for the American kick off the year. He had a very good talk there. And also, we still wanted to post Stan Fredericks, our chairman of the board, his video. I'll try and get that and also post that. That was fantastic. But just to say, well done to all our achievers of January. We will still post the congratulations on our Freedom to Prosper Facebook page, but we had 33 of our associates achieving Club 500. So well done, you guys. Awesome work. That's fantastic. That means you each had at least 5 or more customers that you are servicing and helping. Then we had 8 people who achieved Club 1000, and we had 2 people achieving 1,500, Club 1,500. So well done to those. And then we had a superstar achieving Club 2000. Well done, Griekie, for achieving Club 2000. That's fantastic.
Awesome,
well done. So yeah, we quite excited with the kickoff of our day 2 of our 12-week recruitment dash.
Yeah, it's been very busy in the office here yesterday and today. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of phoning going on, and yeah, it's actually going quite well. I haven't been here all the time, but every time I come into the office, I get a high five and there's a yes, So it's been amazing and it's very exciting. Yeah, this 12-week recruitment dash is just it's falling, it's coinciding just at the right time with the incentive to Mauritius, and we are going to, what is the place called, Elena?
Club Med Punta La Colonie. I can't speak French.
Punta La Colonie, and it's been revamped. It's brand new, and you don't want to go alone. I mean, use the incentive to incentivize other people and even yourself. I mean, it's like, if you can early within this incentive period, and fortunately now the 12-week recruitment dash is falling nicely with that. If you can get a little team together, then you're not building alone, and then the chances that you will probably qualify for a ticket or 2 tickets to Mauritius will probably be far more than trying to do it alone. This business isn't about doing it alone. It's about hooking up with a partner or 2 or 3 or 7 or 10. that's how we do this.
Great. Yes, you guys, I want to encourage all of you, if you haven't committed to take part in our 12-week recruitment dash that we're doing with JP Costa, our upline, um, I really want to urge you, commit, even if you think you don't have time, but you just commit to phone one person a day, where you normally maybe just phone one in a week. It'll make a big difference in your business. Maybe you can commit to 2 or to 5 a day. So if you add it up, if you can call 5 new people a day for a whole week or for 5 days, I mean, it's 25 people that you're contacting and that could be interested in our opportunity. So I really want to urge you to commit and to take part, and it's fun. I mean, I'm sure everybody's already sort of, felt the excitement, and I want to commend our upline Platinum JP Costa. He's really put such a nice whole program together for us, and you can find all that detail if you haven't seen it on our Freedom to Prosper Facebook page under the files. There's a whole calendar that we had designed. Thank you, Anneke. We've got everything on the calendar. The only thing that's changed on the calendar is that the super regional, unfortunately, will not be taking place on the 27th in Johannesburg and not the following week in Cape Town. But there's a boot camp for Gold Executive Directors and above. That will be on the 27th in Cape Town and the following week in Johannesburg. If there would be space left, they might open it up towards the end for Silver Executive Directors, but at the moment it's for Gold Executive Directors and above. So, but you can find all the info of the 12-week recruitment dash on our Facebook page as well. The video that JP did, go and watch it if you haven't seen that. That's brilliant. And the daily to-do list, it's all there. So all you need to do is just commit and just, as Neil say, you can build your business and you can qualify for the incentive. But we'll talk a little bit about the incentive later on. But I'm going to give over to our Bronze Presidential Director, Irene Depriya from Somerset East. Irene, if you can come on, and we've discussed a few things that, people normally, that you have to sort of implement to make your recruiting and your working with your team successful. So Irene's going to come up with a few practical tips for us. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Thank you, Milena. Excitement, I can feel it. Feel it in the air. Yeah, everybody is on a frenzy, and I'm getting follow-ups and what people's to-do lists, and yeah, it's been busy 2 days. Thank you for what you do to our team and the excitement that you created through this frenzy, and yeah, also for JP. I love those videos that he sent through. I'm going to definitely use those platforms. But something very practical that I like doing and try to instill in people is the importance of a 3-way call. Well, you can either do it on your phone, a video call, or even a Zoom call, and I've heard of also video Facebook calls. And the importance of that is that you build credibility with a third party, with your upline, and you edify that leader when you introduce your new prospect. Maybe after some exposure, when they showed some interest in the products or the opportunity, it will be a good thing to introduce them to a upline, because specifically when you're new in the business, because there might be things that that person that shows interest have got a lot of questions, and you at the stage that you're not really know all the answers yet. And if you introduce it to someone that knows more about the products and has got more stories in the company, that's valuable, because sometimes, you can say exactly the same thing, but the person that you are close to doesn't see you as a business builder in this company yet. And so that is valuable to do that. And also maybe to, once the person is ready to sign up, you can close a deal with the three-way call. You can actually enroll someone with that three-way call with your associate, with his prospect. And then what is the third point there is, when once that person is introduced, enrolled, your associate enrolled a new associate, it's always great for that associate to introduce them to the core upline leader, because that person immediately feels part of a greater team. And that we've been doing, and it works wonderfully well. So I would really encourage people to, it doesn't have to be the first upline presidential, and can be any core leader in your group that you work closely with, to get your new associates to link up with that, in a three-way call, and introduce them to a leader and make them really feel welcome. That's a very nice way and you feeling in control. You have got posture. You don't have to make it a very stiff thing, but you keep quiet and let the leader speak, and it must just flow naturally. And you lead, you in control. But once you have the leader on the call, you keep quiet and let the leader talk, and you just edify the leader. And we've done it very nicely with Tion, and that just showed me again that Tion was taught this by his enroller, Chantel and Werner Creer. Werner made a call with Tion with me, and I met Tion on the call. And when Tion enrolled his new associate now, he already knew that that was the way to do that. And so that's why I'm excited to call Tion on the call, so he could, from his side, just share with us how he feels about the three weeks. So Tion, thank you very much. I'm going to give over to you.
Thanks, Irene, and thank you to Neil and Elena for the opportunity to share. Yeah, like Irene said, I think what we must do is we must put ourselves in the shoes of the new customer or the new associate, and think about how would we respond, or how would we react when we get introduced to a new product for the first time. Are we going to jump into it right away and do it, or is one positive opinion about a product or a business opportunity really good enough for us and to convince us to start? Maybe or maybe not. I think most of us, it's not, because most of us want at least 3 or 4 positive ideas or about the products or the business opportunity before we even think about starting. So that's exactly how you can achieve that, by using the 3 or the 4-way call, depending on how many people you've got on your call. And in this call, you actually have the opportunity to communicate with this new person, to ask them questions, for them to ask you questions, to share stories. And you know what? At the end of the call, your new customer or your new associate would actually be so much more comfortable with the information that they received in this call. And you know what? The most important thing out of that call is the fact that they could see you, they could speak to you, they had an interaction with you. And when a person is comfortable, it means that he's happy about something. And when he's happy, it makes him excited. And when he's excited, he wants that specific product or that specific opportunity. And that's the time when they say, okay, I'm keen, sign me in, or order me that product. I want to use it. And I think with the privilege that we have of our upline leaders being so close to us all the time, with their knowledge and experience, we should really use those resources to our benefit. Because what are we doing? At the end of the day, we are actually connecting people, and we're connecting ideas and stories. And there where stories are connected, that's where business starts. So yeah, for me, it really works well. And I think all of us should go take your resources, go get people connected, let them tell their stories so that the business can start. Thanks, Irene, and have a good evening, everybody.
Awesome, Tion. And you over back, Elena, to you guys.
That was great. Thank you, Tian, for sharing. And yeah, that's exactly the way that the three-way call works, and you know, the support that can be given by any of the upline, the core upline, make use of them. That's what they're there for. They want to help the new people. So I think, Irene, we discussed that that we wanted to share a little bit. I did mention last week about the audios that's available on the Manatech Plus app. The audios on, but actually the whole 4 basics, but specifically on names list and also on contact and invite, because that's what we're busy doing, contact and inviting. So if you haven't listened to that, you can still go onto Manatech Plus app and go and listen to Contact and Invite, where Gary van Aswegen is speaking, and then Brecht and Sebastian speaks about phone teams. But we've asked Grikie to share a little bit just on what she thinks about phone teams, or how she does that. Just a quick 2 to 3 minutes, Grikie, what you can share on phone teams and the value of that.
Thanks very much, guys. Thank you very much, Neil and Elena, for giving me an opportunity, and thank you to Irene for always supporting me in the business. Over the years, we've had great success with phone teams, and you know, with the whole COVID thing, things have changed a little bit, in the sense that you know, we're not sitting in a room together and making a phone call. So basically, what a phone team is, for people who haven't actually participated in that, is that you get your people together, they all sit together, you have a big whiteboard, and everybody starts phoning contacts, like more or less like what we're doing with JP now, except everybody's doing it together. And you do help your new people by, you know, because they listen to you, listen to your conversation with people, and they start to get the gist of how easy it is to actually just make a connection with a person, how you quickly can invite someone, how you don't drag out the conversation too long, you don't answer a whole host of questions, how you must be in a hurry when you make it. And it's all about getting momentum in your business. So that, you know, at the end of the day, people actually leave there quite inspired, and they actually come away from it feeling as though, oh, that wasn't that hard, it wasn't that difficult. Now that we've had lockdown and stuff, and we haven't, you know, physically been together, we've had to do things slightly differently. And you know, what we do is we motivate people, you know, to actually do things on their own a little bit, and then we give feedback as to how things are going. We also have a regular, like a smaller team meeting. So I would meet with one of the leaders and their team, and we would discuss, you know, how you do an invite in a lot more detail than we would normally do in a normal team meeting. And we'd have everybody's cameras on and everybody's microphones on, so that everybody can be in on the conversation, and they can actually communicate, you know, their challenges and, you know, what things that they've got difficulty with. That really does motivate people to actually start making the connections and the contact. So in terms of giving feedback all the time, I think it's really important that a new person listens to, or anybody who is on a three-way call with their upline, actually listens to how the upline actually broaches the subjects with the person, how they actually ask the questions, how they actually you know, give an answer, how they handle objections, how they, you know, just in general, what their whole demeanor is when they're communicating with people, because that's how you learn. So on a three-way call, you learn a huge amount. And a phone team is actually like a three-way call, but a lot of people in one room, and you can actually get a bigger perspective of a lot of people. And what we used to do when we were all together is we would, for example, everybody would put in 10 Rand at the start of the session, and then the person who had the most contacts, in other words, live people that they connected with, that person would get the pot at the end of the evening, and or the end of the session. And it was just a fun way to get everybody to participate and to compete, you know, for a silly amount of money that people have put in. And you know, you measure everything not just the no's. You measure every single call that you've made, whether the person's answered, whether they haven't answered. We used to write on the whiteboard and make columns and then tick next to a person's name whether somebody said yes, or whether they said yes to a meeting, or whether they said yes to send more information, or whether they said no, they're not interested, or whether you couldn't get hold of them, and you tick the right column. And then the person who's actually had the most activity, because really what we want to teach people is that activity leads to momentum, leads to success in the long run, because you learn so much from being active. You cannot learn from just taking a book and reading and reading and reading and never doing. You have to do the do. And that's really an important thing. But I think that we should, maybe as a group, think of how we can bring that sort of collective thing back into our business, but on a virtual type of a platform. So that you can get the same sort of feeling with people doing things collectively and so on. But I think that JP's done a phenomenal job of this 90-day challenge that we're in at the moment. And I think if everybody were just to participate in that, make use of team calls and three-way calls, I think that this business is just going to explode. And I think everybody will get so much confidence. And I find that getting a lot of people together on a small group of people together on a smaller team call, and you're just communicating with your small team, and let them all speak and let them all ask their questions and tell you what their challenges are. It really just opens the lines of communication, and it really makes people feel that they're part of a team that can solve problems for them. Rather than trying to deal with everything one-on-one, because then you answer every question 10 times. If you can regularly connect with your team in such a way, you're sort of on top of everything that they have challenges with on an ongoing basis. And that's been very helpful for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grikie. Grikie is a Gold Executive Director in our business, and she's building a huge business, and we're excited for your future, Grikie. I know that, these phone teams are so important, as you said, and, people can do it from a very sort of early age in their business. They don't have to wait until they are, know everything. It's more about excitement, as you said, and small groups. And, it's just about doing it, as you say. So thanks so much for that. Next up, we have a lady from Port Elizabeth, and she's an executive director, Celine, and then all the way from Pretoria, a senior executive director, Sunette, and they are going to be sharing about home meetings, which is another very important aspect of this business.
Over to you, Celine.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank my bronze presidential upline, Irene de Prier, for giving me the opportunity to share on the call. And then also to our silver presidentials, Neil and Elena Wilkin, for this amazing platform where we can come together every Tuesday evening as a huge prospering team. So during my January counseling call with my mentor, we actually decided on a more focused way forward. And we started with an informal virtual opportunity or home meeting last week with my upline PD, my team, and then the prospects that we invited. And I must say, to my surprise, we were actually 11 participants on this first call, and it was really successful. When I initially discussed the idea with the individuals in my team, they actually agreed that it is a fantastic idea, and they were all willing to share on the call. And they actually are feeling much more comfortable and confident to participate on these smaller in-house calls, if I can put it that way. And I think that as soon as the associate is feeling more comfortable to share, their prospect that's invited will also feel more comfortable and much more interested. I also know that the bigger formal opportunity meetings can be overwhelming, especially for new associates and also for the introvert personalities. Therefore, I believe taking small steps in the right direction can only lead to successful results, and also to give them the confidence to be the best leaders that they can be and to exceed their potential. So obviously my goal would be to be the best leader for my team. And I want to thank every one of them for actually stepping out of their comfort zone. And we are looking forward to many more of these small, very powerful home meetings or opportunity meetings. And now with the incentive, the Mauritius incentive on the horizon, and the 12-week recruitment dash that started yesterday, we are implementing more focus and more action, and we will see you on the beaches of the world. Thank you.
Okay, Jeanette, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Here in Pretoria, it's nice and wet. I'm loving the rainy weather. It's a bit cold also today. Thank you very much, Irene, for the opportunity to speak tonight, and also Helena and Neil. Always nice to see you guys, even if it's just on a Zoom call. Yes, I definitely agree with Celine. We started last year, actually. I think, I can't remember whose idea it was. I think it was Irene. We spoke on the phone. Irene said, now we must try little home meetings because via Zoom, because there's this little group in the Free State who has very much success with this little home meetings via Zoom. And I remember she said it doesn't matter if it's it doesn't have to be a huge call, you know, with 20 or 30 people on it. Even if it's just 3 or 4 people, you know, you'll still have success. So we also had, I think it was like 11 or 12 people also on the first time. Tomorrow morning is our 3rd meeting, actually. So it's really very informal. We on the free Zoom, you actually only have, I think, 40 minutes to talk. So we really keep it informal, and we talk mostly testimonials, and we share stories, and that is what keeps people excited, and that is what keeps people interested, is the stories that you hear and the stories that you share. So usually it's me and Stefan, we share about product testimonial or business, why we're doing the business, and then we do Irene or Marguerite, our bronze presidential Irene or presidential Marguerite will share about the product technology or the business plan, but in very short and very informal, because we always invite the people afterwards for a more intimate coffee date or something if they have questions, because usually there's not much time left for all the questions afterwards. But we really had success, and everyone is very excited and very positive after a meeting like that, and you can feel there's energy, and yeah, everyone is talking afterwards about how great it went. I also found, I don't know, maybe it was a mental block that I have, but in the city, I know some people might disagree with me, but in the city, it was difficult for me at night to get a few people together for a home meeting, for an actual home meeting. So this Zoom home meetings works very good for me, because people are at home and they feel more likely to share on the calls. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Celine from PE, Executive Director, and Sunette Smith from Centurion, Sunette and Stefan, and I saw a little platinum peeping there around the corner. But thank you guys for sharing. It really makes sense, and it's very true what you guys are saying, and we expect are in expectation of good things for you to happen, because you're taking the right actions. One tip that actually JP also mentioned the other day, that we've also learned to do, is when you do meetings like that, when there's someone that's excited in the crowd, look who's the most excited, who's joining, and say, okay, why don't you book the next meeting? So in other words, you have a meeting and you book the next meeting from that one. Then you sort of every Wednesday or every whatever day you want to decide on, you can book a meeting. And it doesn't have to be always in the evenings. If some are stay-at-home mums, or whatever time they can do it in the mornings or whatever time. So you guys can maybe remember that JP spoke on his call and he gave us a tip on how to handle ghosting. And if you guys are familiar with that, that's when you've had a chat, or you've had contact with someone and you call them again, or you send them a message and they ghost you. They just, what does JP say? They go to sockland. Nobody knows where they are. They just disappear like the 2 socks that you put into the washing, then one disappears. So they go to sockland. But Nadine Page up in Richards Bay, she took very good notes of what JP said. Nadine's an executive director, and she actually applied this. And we've asked Nadine to share with us how that went. Nadine, over to you.
For the opportunity. For the past 6 months, obviously getting full-time into the business, I've been contacting quite a few people, and I think I've crowned myself the queen of being ghosted. And it is on. And so JP's talk, I had actually saw they had ghosted me. And I used the simple wording that JP had given us, and my normal messages are you still interested in the Manatech business opportunity? Would you like to come to a opportunity meeting? And this time, all I added was, if you could let me know either way, I would appreciate it. And with the 15 contacts I made today, I had 8 responses. I've got 4 plans, and the others have said, can I please contact them at a later date? So to close that off, I asked them what date would suit them. So I have made notes in my calendar to contact them on the date they've given to me. Guys, it is so important. If you log into these meetings and you just listen closely to our uplines, they are giving us little nuggets of info that can change everything. I mean, I went back onto my names list, and there were people that I had actually said not interested, and I started because I'd not heard from them. And 2 of the people that I had said are not interested actually gave me a new date to make contact with them. So never, ever write someone off. When they hear it the first time, it might not be right now for them, but it will come. I've had people come back 2 years later. So if you just plug into the system, take what our uplines give us and apply, but never, ever disregard anybody on your list. Every single person will be interested in either the product or the business opportunity at some stage. Thanks, Neo and Elena.
Great, Nadine. Yeah, that's true. We need to have such belief in what we're offering people in our product and in our opportunity, that we do have the posture to actually, be a little bit bold, not pushy, but I think JP's just got that absolute right balance with that, and we can learn from him. That you've got to have posture and at least expect an answer. So well done with that. We salute you. You've got 4 plans to show out of those 15, and some more coming up. Great work.
Yeah, and then there were some questions that came in the last week, and one of them was which videos can I share? Product videos and opportunity videos. And JP's then gone to the trouble of creating 2 videos. He calls it 2 landing videos. The one is covers the opportunity, the company, the product, and the compensation plan, which you would probably send to people that you think would be interested in becoming associates. And then the other one is about product, which you probably send to a customer. And yeah, it's 3 videos, and together it's about 40 minutes. I lay listening to them this afternoon in my lunch break. And yeah, I quite enjoyed them. They're very informative. And yes, so please, guys, use those videos. They're professional, they're brilliant, and they cover the whole aspect of the business and the product.
Yeah, no, great. I just said, just 2 of the associates this afternoon that I chatted to, I said, well, we are so lucky to have an upline like JP. It's really awesome to be part of his team. Then another question that came up from 2 or 3 people was regarding which countries we are open in. So I did send out a WhatsApp message with the list of all the countries that we are open in. because some don't really show when you go onto the profile, because like for instance, Namibia, we are open in Namibia, but you do enroll people as if they are in South Africa. But just the Namibian ID only consists of 10 digits. So all we do is we just add 3 zeros at the back. I think that's something we mentioned long ago, but that new associates don't know about. And then, of course, you choose Namibian shipping before you finish the enrollment. The same applies for Portugal. We are open in Portugal, guys. There's not a lot of material in Portuguese yet, but they sign up via the Spanish site. So you can sign some people on in Portugal via Spain, and then you just select Portugal shipping method. Also, we are unofficially open in the UAE. And I think we all know people who's working somewhere in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or places like that. And we can enroll them via the South African website. I'm not going to share all those details now. I have shared it before, but it's basically, if you go to the Hello Allo website, maybe someone who knows about it can just type it in the chat box quickly. Hello Allo, and in the Hello Allo on the website, they've got the form, exactly the enrollment, how it's supposed to happen, how you put in the person's name, but also the DBX number, so that Aramex knows that that box must go to Dubai, to Vili Maritz, all right? And then there's just a handling fee or a courier fee that must be paid, but it is possible to enroll people in the UAE. Of course, we may not say that we are building business there. We are only allowed to say that it's for personal, it's products for personal use. But they can enroll people in other countries. I mean, they all maybe know people in the UK or USA or wherever. And they can, or we can even, I wasn't even aware of it, that we can also, as South African associates, choose to have the Manor Pay option, where you have an e-wallet that you get paid into. So it is an option for people in other countries. We have a lot of South Africans in other countries who's working there, but they can have the option of activating the Manor Pay e-wallet and get paid into that. Now, one of my favorite topics, because I think that was one of my big reasons for also joining Manatech, and we've had such fun with that, and that is the travel incentives all over the world. And as you all know, it's been announced now that we're going to Mauritius again, or we will be this year, I believe. Hopefully it will open and we will all go. So as Neil said in the beginning of the call, guys, don't waste time. Ask anybody that's been on an incentive that's qualified. If you want to qualify, you've got to grind right in the beginning, from the beginning. I mean, Grikie, Nicolette, you guys all know that the best is to go full out and enroll as many people as you can, get them on automatic orders, because then it's almost easier to achieve your goal and to get the point. So we'll send out the document as soon as we get that. Just on that point, I was mentioning international markets now, and we do want to expand our businesses to international markets. But just be aware that when you enroll people in the incentive time outside of the South African market, those points will not count towards the incentive, because the turnover is created basically in those other countries. Of course, the Namibian and for now the UAE, because the parcels come from South Africa and the turnover is here, that will count. But if you sign up people in Spain or Portugal or the UK or that, it doesn't count. But in the bigger picture, the downline point volume will grow and you get more points for that again. So, but to share a little bit on their experience with the the incentives, we've asked 2 couples who's been on incentives with us, and we've had great fun together. So we've asked Leonard and Laura, can you guys come on quickly and just share with us what you love about going on incentive? They went with us to Maldives. Over to you, Leonard and Laura.
Laura had problems earlier with connecting, and I don't see her on here.
Okay. Okay, no problem. All right, then we'll go over to Neisner. We've got a silver executive director couple there, Kevin and Alette, who's been on many incentives with us, but they can maybe tell us about that. Kevin and Alette, are you guys there? Over to you.
Fine.
Kevin and Alette, are you guys there?
Unmute. Yes.
Hello there. We can hear you.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes, Alette.
Yes.
Hello there. Now we can
Hello.
mute you. Hello.
Thank you, Neil and Elena. It's so nice to share with you about our most exciting times in our lives. Sure, I can tell you this is just a dream come true. So, yeah, I just want to tell you how we started off with this. With the help of our fantastic upline, she told us something about holidays as well. For the first time, I went to a super regional and I've heard about something about holidays, but I focused more on the products that we did use and it helped us a lot. And so we decided, listen, this product is so fantastic. Let's go and share with the family and close friends. And yeah, and we started with a bang. So we started off that February, and by May, she told us, listen, I think you already got nearly 2 tickets. So we couldn't believe there was something coming true in our lives that we never expected. So the first incentive we did was Binton Island. It was quite a big surprise. They told us, please don't take any money. Everything is for free. We only took some cash for our tambu, just to drink and eat something there before we on the flight. So yeah, we enjoyed that holiday. Oh, it was so good. All the water sports, snorkeling, and it was just cocktails the whole day, sharing with fantastic friends, get to know each other better. And we came back, and yeah, that was just another reason that we share with lots and lots of people. And the next one was that we've heard it's Dallas, Texas, and we at the end we went for that one as well. So what was so fantastic about Dallas, Texas is that, I mean, we saw thousands of people there. We couldn't believe our eyes. It's within the 20 countries that gathered there, and it was there, it became reality. And even to go into the laboratories and see that it's really a science company, we couldn't believe our eyes. So we enjoyed Dallas, Texas, so that we decided, no, we're not going to lose out again. And we started to work for Las Vegas. So off to Las Vegas, and there we stayed in like a palace. But we enjoyed it, so it was just my roomie that said, listen, you don't touch the fridge. I saw something on the fridge. You pay for everything in the fridge. That was the only incentive that, we held a bit back, but it was unbelievable. Las Vegas was just a dream come true. And another world, you can just imagine. So we came back fulfilled and positive, and we decided, listen, there's Mauritius coming, and we worked for Mauritius. What was so nice about Mauritius, that was our second island that we visited. What was so nice about there, lots of fun, evening fun, and lots of South Africans. We were so privileged to visit it. What's her name, Kevin? What's that guy's name? Milena, what? Cabouse's place. So lots of South Africans there. We did lots of boats, trips that we did. And Kevin even did what was that thing that you did on the one back? Paragliding. Sorry, he's backing me up at the back. And just unbelievable. So we came back and we heard again, another incentive. And we worked for Maldives. We thought it's a huge place, but at the end it was lots of small islands. And we were on this very, very special island where we, what was so nice for us there, we snorkeled a lot. And I decided beforehand, listen, this time we're going to dance the night away. And we did dance. It was fantastic. Lots of cocktails again and fun and eat the whole day. Unbelievable. So then the last one that we did was Sicily. We never dreamed that we'll visit, it's like a Italy kind of feel there. The food, the mountains, the trips that we did there. We even went to Mount Etna, the volcano mountain there. Unbelievable, with lovely friends. What a fantastic time. All I can say, I once heard an old guy say to us, to travel is like reading a book. If you don't travel, you stay on the first page of your life. All that I can say, don't miss out. It's worthwhile, and at the end, we make a difference in people's lives. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you also for my upline, Beulah and Louis van Heerden, for your support. We appreciate it. Thank you, Helena and Neil. Blessings.
Thank you, Alet. Thanks so much for sharing. It's been a lot of travel already in the couple of years, and it's been awesome to share it with you guys. And definitely, you're coming with to Mauritius again this year.
Yes.
Done deal. Okay, so we're going to give over to Laura. Irene said Laura came up. Laura, are you there?
Yes, I
Laura
am.
all the way. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you, Neil and Helena, our Silver Presidential Upline, and our enroller, Irene Duprier. Yay, Irene. We are so happy that you met Leonard on the plane to introduce us to Manatech. And on the incentives, that is what I'm most excited about. Besides the fact that we love the business, this was just like a cherry on top. And when we were introduced to the incentives, we were so happy that we qualified, especially the Maldives one that we were part of, as I also just shared with you. We were so happy that we could be on that trip. Obviously very skeptical. It was our first incentive trip. And when they said all expenses paid, it was unreal. We thought, you've got to take some money with. You don't want to be stranded anywhere in the world far from home. And cash some dollars and took with. So when we went on this trip, little did we know that we did not have to spend a single cent. And obviously, I had some use for the dollars afterwards doing shopping on the island. And it was all so much fun. But every single thing was paid for and planned. Your days was full of fun. There's different varieties of activities that you could choose as a couple that you want to be part of. And it was really fun. The food obviously is amazing. It was like Master Chef on wheels, and so many different meals and different varieties of food, nationalities. It was really just amazing. This was a top quality holiday. It was not anything skimpy. So we had a royal holiday and everything was paid for. We definitely would want to be part of this trip again this year. And every year thereafter, I mean, if you do well in Manatech and you work hard, you can literally be on that trip for free every year. So wonderful. Thank you very much, Manatech. Irene, thank you for introducing us. Looking forward to going to Mauritius with everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Awesome, Laura. Yes,
Thanks,
we're
Laura.
looking forward to going to Mauritius with you guys again and doing some water aerobics in the pool, Leonard. Great, you guys. Well, I just want to mention that the new toms are available. And it, like always, it looks amazing. So if you guys are not subscribed to get the book, I really want to encourage you. This one is about relationships, business powered by relationships. The book is called. And that is, after all, what our business is about, is forming relationships, helping people to add value to their lives, and then indirectly we add value to our lives. So I want to urge you, try and not try, just do it. Get yourself the book of the month ordered with your automatic subscription order of your products. Then it doesn't cost you anything more to have it delivered with your products. It's only 130 Rand. Honestly, if you go and buy these books in a bookstore, you will pay double for it. So it's such a worthwhile investment to order the books with your products. And it's nice to do it early in the month, because then you receive it in the first month and you can sort of already read in, you know, you've got the whole month to go through it and to finish your book and to speak to your teammates about it. It's really a nice thing to do. So I urge you, do that. You can order the CDs as well with the book. But if you prefer, you can just listen to the audios. The CDs get put onto our Manatech Plus app and you can listen to the audios there.
Okay, and as we come to the close of the meeting, I probably still have the most important to share, which is that this business of ours is a system-driven business. So thank you to Louis and Leonie, our 2-star platinums, for creating a system by where we can, which makes our business duplicatable. It makes it longevity, and it allows the business. It delivers the promise of what network marketing promises, and that is that you can actually have a walkaway income. In other words, you create something that can continue without you. It's a legacy business. So guys, there are 2 ways to build it. You can build it by yourself, and you can build it by your own measurements. You know, then that's your baby. Or you can join the system, plug into the system, and let the system work for you. Let the system help all your business. Let the system, which is your upline, it's the toms, it's and everything about this business, the system. Let that system work for you. And the very important thing is a lead team app. Now, lead team app has been introduced recently in the last 2 years, and it's become very, very important for each and every one of us to take part in it. If you want to build a big business, guys, then go to leadteam.net and go and register for lead team app there. And I really want to appeal to each and every one of you. You know, scan your toms, scan enter the codes on our meetings, and really take part in that, because everything in this business must be duplicatable, and there's a reason for that. So what we try and teach you, you are going to become a leader. We want you to duplicate that and teach that into your team, because that's going to make your life so much easier as your team gets bigger. I mean, you've got to imagine, you've got to look, you've got to affirm these things. I mean, you've got to affirm that you are building a huge platinum team. You want to build a team that is all over the world. So, you know, this app is just going to be so important as your team grows bigger, and it's so easily duplicatable. So please, let's give that some our attention. Okay, and leadership, just coming back to leadership, I mean, everything rises and falls on leadership. That we can see, it's very evident in our daily lives. We can see that. And yeah, it's leadership is becoming a slave to good habits. That's really what it's all about. So we have the most amazing part of our system is has been mentioned, the TOMS. So it's what we listen to, what we read, and who we associate with. Those three things are the things that will shape our lives. It will shape the way we think. It will shape our businesses. It will shape everything. And it's a process. It's a journey. Really changed my life. I know it's changing our lives. It's really fantastic to be part of that. So please use it. It's very important. Take part in it.
Then we just want to end off to say, well, we've got the best upline, as we've mentioned. And of course, we all know that JP is doing an opportunity meeting every Thursday, starting from this Thursday for the next 12 weeks. So guys, I mean, if you read the book, Building an Empire, Brian Carruthers says that the best, the greatest promoters build the biggest businesses. You don't have to be the expert. You just have to be an expert promoter. So you don't just mention it to someone. You must make it sound like you can't miss out. You've got to listen to this guy, or you've got to see this opportunity meeting. So we've got to make it sound like not to be missed and very exciting. So we need to promote, and that and then in the end we can leverage off, like Neil always says, well, our upline is actually then doing the job for us. So go out and everyone that you speak to, invite them to the opportunity meetings. It's going to be great. You know, having different people, he's going to use his whole team there's going to, every time it will be section of it on product and a section on business, and he will be using across his lines, he'll be using all his teams to tell different stories and introduce different people. So it will be different every Thursday. So let's go out, let's promote it big, and let's build a big business.
Yeah, well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I thoroughly have. I enjoyed everybody's partaking and everybody's stories and everybody's tips. Thank you very much for everybody that took part. It was absolutely great.
Great to spend time with the team. So let's go out and have fun, build more friendships, and help more people to have
freedom to prosper. Good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Happy Bye.
Bye. Bye.